Thank you. Once he wakes up, then I'm going to take him to the fair.
Hi, son. So, Anthony just came over. And he asked me for another DNA test.
What?
And I'm like, Anthony, please don't come over to my house starting mess. Like, I'm at peace. I'm happy for once. What do you mean you want another DNA test? And he said, well, you know, you and your mom handled the first DNA test, and I just need official paperwork because I'm a businessman and, you know, I had to have my paperwork straight. I'm like, you're such a liar. Amber is over there putting it in your head that Kai is not your son. And you think I'm stupid. So all of a sudden, out of thin air, you want another DNA test for no reason.
Yeah, that's Amber's doing for sure, because she is clearly losing her marbles, whatever she had up there. He knows that.
And I'm like, Anthony, do you think that you're going to rewrite the story of your marriage? You're going to disown your only son, your flesh and blood, over this woman? You're going to try to paint the narrative that Kai is not your son, really?
No, that's not really him. Anthony has a head full of hot air. And Amber just blows it and blows it and blows up his head whenever she's feeling insecure. Okay, so...
But leave my son out of it. I don't care what's going on in their marriage over there.
This is true, but remember, she has no leverage. When he sees her for who she really is, whenever the light comes on in his head, then he'll see how divisive she's trying to be in separating him from his only heir. She's not slick. When he catches on, hopefully it'll be in this lifetime, he'll see for himself that she's not this little goody two-shoes of a wife that he's hoping for.
Well, he knows because she cheated on him during their relationship. It doesn't matter if they were married or not.
And leopards do not change their spots, do they?
Mom, I'm just over this drama. I'm over it. I can't believe Anthony would ask me that. Or insinuate that we're not being truthful about a text. Like, what are you saying? Yeah. You and your mom handled it. What does that mean? Kai is your son.
Yeah, we're going to have to start thinking a little bit about the longer game, since this is the route that he wants to take. But look, I'm going to lay him down. Listen, don't let it destroy your joy for the day. We'll deal with it. It's no big deal because we already know that this is his son. So you go ahead and skedaddle. I know you've got somewhere to be. Do not. Let me see. Where's that smile? There's my girl. Come on, don't let it steal your joy. I'm going to get him to the... let me tell you, we're going to take pictures. We're going to send pictures. You're going to have a wonderful day. Wait till you see him on the little rides, okay?
Yeah,
don't worry about that.
Okay. I'm sorry, I'm just...
girl, just skedaddle. Come on, get on out of here. No, don't let that steal your joy. Now smooch your baby and get on out of here. That's right, because he needs to lay down.
Thank you.
I love you. Oh.
Well, call me if you need something, please.
Oh, well.
It's going down on a Friday because you're wrong. On a Thursday, it's going down. On a Friday because you're wrong. On a Thursday. Oh, Lord. Okay, here we go. Okay, well, okay, hold on. Okay, so, Shayla tells Angelina that, her and Anthony got into a discussion, and guess what? Anthony wants another DNA test. And so, Woody Woodpeckers, as we like to call her, Shayla Mom, she in the background, and she is floored. Homegirl is pushed back to the wall. You hear me? She almost fall. And she holds back on the Kai because the rug has been pulled up under her feet. You hear me? It has been swept up under her feet. And so she's over dramatic is what's happening, y'all. That's all that's happening. She's over dramatic. Angelina is just being Angelina, and she's over dramatic. I told y'all, Shayla did not know anything about those test results at all, and neither did Angelina. Angelina found out about the test after the tests were already done. She had no time to change anything. She didn't change the test, and y'all done fell into the banana in the tailpipe, the old switcheroo. That's what y'all done did. Y'all fell for it. Think about it. If the whole conspiracy theory is Angelina and Shayla switched the test, they can't bring it out that both of them don't know about the test at the same time being switched. They have to do it this way to keep the suspense going on as to whether or not. But for the ones who just know with 1000% certainty that she switched the test, her reaction will be what they would play off of, because if Angelina acts a certain way, y'all gonna automatically assume she changed the test versus she just being over dramatic like Angelina always is. All right, so this is why I'm going to explain to y'all what's happening and what's going down, what's actually happening, and where they're going to take this. Okay, so Angelina nor Shayla switched that test. Kai is actually Anthony's son, and what's going to happen is Angelina was floored because of the fact that she didn't think he was going to stoop that low to ask for another DNA test, all right? But she took out an insurance policy. Remember where she had said that don't open the test until y'all are both here, so that way it won't be no doubt about anything. Do open up the test when he's around. Then they end up leaving out of the house. The skit cuts off, all right? So there was no way of us seeing that she actually changed the test. Now, go back to when Anthony sold the theater. Go look at that video. When he was making the deal with the guy, he was trying to get the guy to sell the theater for him. And the guy said, oh, I have somebody for you. He didn't remember. When he found the buyer of the theater, he had said he had to do something for the wife, right? Here's my theory. Angelina didn't change that test. What those papers are that Angelina have is the business deal. Anthony Karma would not be for Kai not to be his. That would be a relief for this man. Then he can go on about his business. Him and Amber can live their life without Shayla. Yeah, he'll be a little bit heartbroken, but he was never really attached to Kai the way y'all are making it out to be. He never was. He did what he had to do around Shayla, and then he walked away. Half of the time, he was just doing this to get on Shayla's nerves. That's all he was doing it for. Especially when he called himself trying to get back with Amber for his money. So he's not really that connected to Kai the way he's portraying. He's trying to come off that way now because everybody, you got to think of how the viewers are talking about this man. So he's, I done made videos saying he remind you of the guy where I'm here to pick up my son. I pick up my son and I put him back down. Okay, that's Mr. Pick him up, put him back down and walk out of the house. All he doing is coming there to argue at Shayla. So they're trying to get that away because it's coming off deadbeatish. But Shayla still brings up, you a new kind of deadbeat. Well, no, Shayla, he's still the same old kind of deadbeat, and it's always been. I mean, deadbeats try to get away from their responsibilities and just don't want to take care of their kids. But see, Anthony is providing for his child financially. He's just not spending time with his child. And it's more to taking care of a child other than money. It's time spent as well. So back to the theater deal. Go back and watch that video where he said he had to do something for the wife. Here's my theory. Brody doesn't know about the theater deal. He doesn't, right? I believe Angelina, because of his cheating on her and doing what he did to her, and then her last attempt was trying to get him to seduce him again, and he turned her down the other night. What she did was she tapped into Anthony's business. That's his karma, because money is his love. He loved his money, and he loved his house. He loved his business. He's always talking how he's a successful businessman. So the way you can get back at Anthony is through his business. So what she did was, the friend knew them. They knew, because remember, when the Brodies came about, they already knew who Anthony and them was, right? And I think that friend is the connection between Brody and Angelina and Anthony, right? So the buyer is Brody. Brody and Angelina, but Brody don't know anything about it, and I think she was gonna tell him about it if they got back together, but because he turned her down, he ain't finna find out about this until it's too late. Well, the thing is, Brody ain't gonna have as much money as he thinking he is, because she done tied his money up into that theater, and there are the owners. And who do you think Angelina probably going to sign it over to? Shayla. Shayla's going to be the owner, and who is in partnership with them? Wayne, Rolanda, and Anthony. That 20%, That's why remember everybody kept saying, why would the owner give us 20%? It makes no sense. Why would you give them back 20%? Because the owner of the company is trying to stay connected to them some kind of way, to have some type of leverage over them. And Angelina has leverage over Anthony. So now back to today. Everybody's thinking she's shocked or she's floored because of the test results, when in fact she just didn't think he was going to do what he did. And now she got to use her insurance policy, which is that business that she done sold, right? So that's what that is. So that's what everybody thinking it is. Everybody thinking the obvious, because of the way her expressions is, she changed the test. When in fact, she did not change that test. That's just not what she did. She tapped herself and her husband into Anthony's business. And now karma is about to rear its ugly head, not just for Anthony, but for Brody as well. Because now ain't nothing like a woman scorned. Well, she might go a little soft on her husband, because remember she said that prayer, trying to change her. But she did all this prior to her saying that prayer. Okay, so that was her insurance policy on Anthony. Not that she switched the test, because remember she said on the test will be what the test will be. That woman didn't switch it. And again today she said, don't even worry yourself with this. She's acting like that because now she has to exercise her plan that she had deviated. And remember, she also asked God to forgive her and to heal her marriage. So now if she uses it, divorce, or if she has to let it be known, this is what is going to uncover her hand. It's going to show what she's still doing. All right. Now what she should do is, since she asked God to forgive her, and don't do any ill will towards Anthony because of that 20%. And I strongly feel that that's what that paperwork is. It was something to do with that theater deal. She is the owner, her and Brody, but Brody just don't know yet. And if they go through with this divorce, that's when Brody was going to find out about the theater. So all that heavy breathing ain't for Anthony, it's for what she did with her husband, not for Anthony. It's just he's tied into that. Anthony karma is she's the owner of the theater and the 20%. On top of the fact, she also know how much he got paid for the theater, so she can tell Amber that as well. Remember, that's why she's saying, because they don't change their spots, she know who Amber is, and she's going to blow their world up because your husband keeping secrets, and Angelina going to be the one to expose that. See, y'all fell for the okie doke. They lured y'all right on into thinking what they wanted y'all to believe, that Angelina changed those test results so that way you can say. That's why I said I purposely waited. I almost thought Dante was going to say something, because normally he'll switch at the end and he'll be like, but maybe. I'm like, hold up, is he going to say it? Is he going to go there and say maybe she didn't? And then think back on the deal for the theater that I had been saying or whatever, but he didn't do that because he was just so set. And he said he ain't switching it. He believes he changed the test. No, Dante.
Turn right onto
Chestnut Drive. Change that test result. That paperwork is the business deal. It has absolutely nothing to do with that test. And any other time, y'all will be, you especially, Dante, because nephew, you'll only be talking about nephew. You did say, hey, look at nephew. But the sign on this that she didn't change the test was the fact that she was covering Kai's ears. That's not the action of a woman that changed the test or whatever. That's the actions of a grandmother who loves her grandchild, and she don't want her grandchild to hear that his father is doubting who he is to him. That's what that was. That's a loving grandmother to her child. She's holding his ears, trying to keep him, because she's so freaking over dramatic, as if he's going to understand that his daddy said they have a DNA test because of the mama. The only way that he's going to know that is if y'all tell him later in life, because he's not going to remember it. It's just that she's over dramatic. That's all it is, okay? So y'all play right on into it. So when it come out that Anthony is the father, y'all all gonna be so heartbroken, boy. And to O'Neal, he finally came to the conclusion, like I've been saying this whole time. The whole reason Shayla slept with Anthony was because Amber wasn't treating him right. And she was trying to convince this woman, that she needed to do right by him. And so she sort of felt sorry for him, and in her twisted mind, fell in love with him. And therefore, that's where the affair began in her mind. Well, go ahead and drop a comment. Tell me what y'all are thinking. This right here is set up just like the soap opera on Young and the Restless. Young and the Restless. When Victor and Tracy, it was a deal that they was doing with the company where Tracy ended up getting part of Victor's business, sort of something similar to this, where she had bought the property and she got a percentage of Victor thing, and he was trying to get her out of it because they had got into their lovers quarrel and he wanted it to be done with her or whatever. It reminds me so much of it, with a little bit of a country twist. But go ahead and tell me what y'all think. As always, be your brothers and sisters keeper. Keep God first. Don't forget to like and subscribe. But Skidlana say it ain't she ain't changed that test. She just over dramatic, and she just crazy. And now her mind's going as to where she's gonna go from here with her plan. All right, y'all. As always, toodle. Talk to you later.